I'm Heather Dawson, and it's a pleasure bringing you the best of California every week on our show. So let's start off with the USA's 13 coolest college towns. Back to school is seriously cool with food, nightlife, and art scenes that are anything but elementary. Now, these 13 spots are the best college towns in the U.S. to visit this fall, according to Jet Setter. Topping the list is Eugene, Oregon, where Animal House was filmed. Athens, Georgia came in second, where REM and the B-52s got their start. Then Minneapolis, Minnesota, followed by the only California town to make the list, Santa Cruz, Madison, Wisconsin, Bozeman, Montana, Ithaca, New York, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Charlottesville, Virginia, Burlington, Vermont, Oxford, Mississippi, Williamsburg, Virginia, and rounding out the top 13 is Ann Arbor, Michigan, where football season is no joke. Let's continue our special travel series to Puerto Vallarta, where it's easier than ever to visit thanks to new nonstop flights for last-minute deals. Now here's Marco Gutierrez with more on themed vacations with great prizes.
Puerto Vallarta is home to over 350 restaurants, ranging from internationally renowned establishments to mom-and-pop eateries, offering special delicacies and local dishes that have been handed down for generations. For a more active culinary adventure, try a guided walking or bicycle taco tour and taste a variety of tacos while getting to know the city's historic downtown area. Or opt for the evening taco tour to start the night off right. And that's exactly what we did with Puerto Vallarta Food Tours.
Cool, so Manuel, you just brought us to the first street taco cart, right? So where are we at? What are we gonna find here?
What we have in here at Tacos Don Juan is what we know as taco de cabeza. So what we have in is beef cheek in a taco, basically with cilantro and onions, and with a nice tomatillo-based sauce.
Cool, so we're gonna try some cabeza, some beef cheek. These are gonna be extra delicious for us. So good. The salsa is spicy too. All right, Manuel, tell me about this next spot we're at. What's the history? What's the specialty where we're at here?
So this is Memo's Grill, and what we have in here is Volcan, which is where taco and tostada meets, which is basically a handmade tortilla, toasted on the grill with some asadero cheese and carne asada, which is beef skirt steak right off the grill with mesquite.
Volcano English. All right, let's try them. Let's check them out.
En otra parte les llaman vampiros, aquí nosotros le llamamos volcanes. Es típico de aquí de Vallarta.
So this is Mariscos La Tia, and what we have in here is the smoked marlin taco. It's a flour tortilla with a nice crispy smoked marlin, shredded lettuce, and a creamy chipotle dressing. Right, Mariscos La Tia started in 1975. It's a big family. They own 3 more locations around the city, but this one was the original one. These guys have a restaurant and a food stand here. They have an amazing selection of seafood here. Sal de Patras jump backwards is the local remedy for hangovers. So this is a beautiful shrimp broth with the smoked marlin and caramelized onions.
Oh my gosh, this is so good. This is amazing.
Okay, so Manuel brought us to the last stop on the taco tour. Why is this the last stop for us today?
They say we save the best for last. So it's carboncito, and what we have in here is taco al pastor, the king of all tacos here. Alright, so taco al pastor started in the late 30s when we had a lot of immigrants from Lebanon that came to Mexico and started selling shawarma in the streets of Puebla. Shawarma eventually evolved into what we know first as taco árabe, which is a fusion of the original shawarma, which is lamb, with the Mexican way, which is a taco with salsas. And then we changed the protein from lamb to pork. So what you see right here is pork loin steaks marinated overnight. Then they stack them up one by one on this vertical rotisserie. They add the pineapple at the top, and not part of the original recipe, but it was added in Mexico City. which is a great creation, and it's a taco that is always present in Mexico.
Puerto Vallarta is currently celebrating its centennial and has partnered with local hotels and airlines to provide the best last-minute deals. For more information and to book a trip, visit puertovallarta.com.
And coming up next, Love, Gilda is a touching documentary that brings the writings and audio tapes straight from Gilda Radner to life. Director Lisa D'Appolito uncovers the beloved comedian's talent and loving human nature through interviews of past and current comedians and joins us in studio. Plus, one of the most iconic stage musicals ever is making a tour through California with its most recent stop in San Diego. David Wiley catches up with the Phantom. Join us next in studio. Don't go away.
Hi, I'm Gilda Radner. And, okay, now.
I can't believe this is her handwriting.
This is a real honor. Like, seriously, this is huge.
Are these actually her papers? Like what she...
This is Gilda Radner, her voice and her writing.
She was the very first performer chosen for the cast of Saturday Night Live.
From the time I was a kid, I loved to pretend.
I can't imagine how I got famous. I just took the next job and millions of people were watching me do it.
There was so much in the world that had yet to be carved out for women.
The guys weren't saying, hey, let's think of a way to put Gilda in the sketch. But she was always funny.
I suppose being in the thick of it, I don't even realize what strides we were making.
Boom, ba, ba, boom.
The ratings turned them from, what, 2 million into 5 million? 30 million?
But I mean, they just loved her.
The pressure was enormous.
I don't even think we knew the words eating disorder.
Gene created a family atmosphere. He made her feel that she deserved life.
I always felt
I can do anything if people are laughing.
One morning, she just said, something's wrong with me.
The comedian who does all the stupid stuff gets the most unfunny thing in the world.
How often do we get to know what we're actually made of?
She felt that she could be of help, and that's exactly what she did.
I've never wanted to be anything else.
Everything she did, you could tell she was having a lot of fun.
Gilda Radner had a great time.
People want to know, well, what made you funny? And I know what made me funny.
My biggest motivation has always been love.
Well, if you're a fan of SNL, then I'm sure you remember Rosanna Dana. Love, Gilda is a touching documentary that brings the writings and audio tapes straight from Gilda Radner to life. Director Lisa D'Appolito joins us in studio to talk about this exciting new release. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Hi, Heather. Thank you so much for having me here. It's really, really nice of you.
I got emotional, when I saw the trailer, and I obviously read her autobiography. It's just such an incredible story. But believe it or not, there's a lot of people that don't know who Gilda Radner is. I mean, how would you describe Gilda Radner for the younger generation?
Well, if you Google best female comedians of all time or best cast members of Saturday Night Live, you'll get Gilda. She's definitely on the 1 to 10 list. So Saturday Night Live was really based on this whole amazing people who started in Canada on Godspell and then went to Second City and then National Lampoon. So there was this comedy community, and the rest is kind of history.
So many of her characters, I know she based them on real life people and then truly, brought them to life. And I just feel like it's just such a talent that, is living on every day. Like, you could watch her sketches now and still be laughing and rolling.
She was highly intelligent and highly acute of observing people. She just loved doing what she was doing, and I think there's something about it that people just loved her as much as she loved doing what she was doing.
I know you interviewed a lot of, modern day comedians and famous ones, and, what has been their reaction?
Well, I waited until the film was in a rough cut phase and I knew exactly what Gilda's story was. So I had this long list of people inspired by Gilda. And I think Melissa and Maya and Amy and Bill Hader, who's a guy who I didn't expect to have such a connection to her, they just adore her.
And how did you get involved in this? I mean, were you a fan, or what brought you to do the documentary?
I was working in an advertising agency in production, and I started doing fundraising videos for Gilda's Club. When Gilda was diagnosed, I think in 1987, people weren't so open about talking about cancer. So she was really on a mission to sort of make it a common thing that people would be open and talk about it and not be afraid of it. So when she appeared on It's Gary Shandling's show, she made cancer jokes, and everyone says that that's like the first time somebody who was a celebrity was so out there. And when she died, her husband, Gene Wilder, opened up Gilda's Club in New York City, which is a cancer support community. And there's 18 of them throughout the country, and they continue to help and support people with cancer and their families. So Gilda's legacy kind of lives on.
How can they see the film if they want to go see it?
Well, it'll be out in theaters in September, and then it will be a national release on CNN sometime in 2019.
Well, that's wonderful, and congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks again for being on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. This was great.
And coming up next, it's already creating Oscar buzz. We talk to the star of the indie film 8th Grade, Elsie Fisher, about the pressures of social media. Then we get an inside look at the new production of Phantom of the Opera that literally made us jump. When we continue with California Life, don't go away. It sounds like a Hollywood storyline, but this one is actually true. First-time filmmaker 27-year-old Bo Burnham is getting Oscar buzz about his new indie feature film, 8th Grade. It stars newcomer 15-year-old Elsie Fisher. California Life's Renee Cohn got a chance to talk to Elsie one-on-one.
Hey guys, it's Kayla back with another video. So, the topic of today's video is being yourself. Being yourself can be hard, and it's like, aren't I always being myself? And yeah, for sure, but
Elsie Fisher really gets the anxious, alone-feeling character Kayla she plays in the hit indie film all about the last week of 8th grade. Elsie says her middle school experience was filled with anxiety, acne, and awkwardness too.
You know, I just hope people relate to Kayla and just, you know, they feel less alone and feeling weird and alone. And like, yeah, I hope they can feel better about their anxiety and just their feelings in general. I feel like there's a lot of things that people can each take away, which is just one of my favorite things about the movie.
Kayla's single dad, played by Josh Hamilton, does his best to connect with her, fumbling and bumbling along the way.
Said one more week of 8th grade, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, huh? I'm gonna stop eating with you if you keep doing this.
You said I could say one thing.
Elsie says she hopes by watching 8th grade, kids and parents can gain a deeper understanding of each other.
I just want parents to just understand that their kids are emotionally mature, and it might not seem like it, but you know, that's just because like they're struggling to articulate their feelings just as much as you are. So I mean, hopefully parents and kids can come away empathizing with each other a little more.
One of the biggest lessons Elsie learned through the film is no matter if you're the popular girl Kennedy, the cool best friend Olivia, or Kayla, the awkward outsider, underneath it all, she says, we're all way more alike than different.
You're able to relate to anyone you can find. I think Kennedy, if you made a movie about her, you could probably relate to her. You know, if you made a movie about Mark, Kayla's dad, you could probably relate to him. And I mean, people do in the film relate to those characters. So I think it's amazing how you can find such, you know, resonance with other people.
Just grab my phone, how to charge it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I charge it too, but my phone. I think something wonderful that I actually got from the movie, just because that was a big time of growing for me, was like, you know, other people do feel the way you do, and like, you don't need to fix yourself right now. You're feeling anxious and you've always felt this way. You don't need to magically change overnight, and it's fine. And it sucks, I get it, but like, you're fine.
Bringing you the best of entertainment. For California Life, I'm Renee Cohn.
Well, one of the most iconic stage musicals ever is making a tour through California with its most recent stop in San Diego. David Wiley catches up with the Phantom.
With its haunting music and beloved story, Andrew Lloyd Webber's The Phantom of the Opera continues to be one of the most popular musicals of all time. And a spectacular new take on The Phantom by producer Cameron McIntosh has returned to California with its most recent stop at Broadway San Diego at the San Diego Civic Theater.
It's probably the most iconic role in the most iconic show. And apparently the most iconic theater here in San Diego, so I was really excited to be here.
Quentin is joined by more than 50 cast members and musicians in a production critics are calling bigger and better than ever before, featuring exciting new special effects, incredible sets and lighting designs, staging and choreography.
If you've seen the Brilliant original, it's really quite a different experience to have. So you got to kind of put that show out of your head and come see the spectacular new show because it's like a whole different experience.
And while the new version of Phantom includes many new and exciting elements, the breathtaking story and music remain the same.
Phantom of the Opera has been seen for over 30 years, right? By like millions and millions of people. So there's a reason why it's been around so long. The music is beautiful, the set is amazing, the whole experience. Like you would think that a show couldn't last that long, but as soon as you see it, you completely understand why.
This spectacular production of The Phantom of the Opera is only in San Diego for a very short time before moving to the Orpheum Theater in San Francisco throughout September. Tickets are available at thephantomoftheopera.com. Don't miss The Phantom.
So come see it, it's a great time.
Bringing you the best of California, I'm David Wiley for California Life.
September is Blood Cancer Awareness Month, and a new captivating film release, Father's Challenge, is a captivating short film focusing on a father of two and illustrates a larger story of what can happen after being diagnosed with a rare blood cancer disease. Here's more.
Nick Napolitano lives with a rare, progressive, and incurable form of blood cancer that you've probably never heard of. But a new documentary about his struggles hopes to raise awareness.
The documentary really shows vividly how I deal with it on a mental basis, you know, how I deal with a chronic blood cancer that there's no cure for. And not only is it rare, but it's rare to be diagnosed at the age I was at 37.
The disease is diagnosed through a blood test.
It's a complicated disease. As Nick said, he has one of the 3 different types, polycythemia vera. And these diseases are progressive, but the course of the progression is different for everybody. The symptoms are different for everybody.
There is often no agreement on treatment options, but there is hope, and it is possible for patients to have a good quality of life. For additional resources and information about the disease and to watch the documentary, visit voicesofmpn.com.
According to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, nearly 45,000 Americans die by suicide each year, and on average there are 123 suicides per day. September is National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and it marks a time where we should reach out to individuals who have had or continue to have thoughts of suicide and connect them with the proven treatments that are available. Accelerated Resolution Therapy, ART, may be the answer. The therapy resolves traumatic memories through a combination of relaxation and memory visualization. Here's how it's helping people with mental health issues.
We were in a firefight for about 8 hours. We killed 39 Taliban that day, and it was probably the scariest day of my life. I was really confused. I was scared. I was angry. I went through one session of accelerated resolution therapy, and the images of Calvin driving the car next to me, Mark walking past me, bullets going through my head, rage coming through the door, they all went away. One session. It's amazing what it does, and I'm super thankful. I absolutely believe in it. It saved my life.
And that's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, go to our website, californialifehd.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. We'll see you next time.
Watch us on our YouTube channel. Stay connected to our social media, like our blogs on Facebook. Follow our tweets on Twitter, where we bring you the best of California.